All right, here we are at the Lupine Moon mid-rain, doing our Phoenix League games. We've got two teams up for play here. We've got the on the right side the Midnight Riders from Frozen Coast, and on the left side we got the Spellhounds from Lupine Moon. All right, Deli playing Druid, goes in there. He's heavily enchanted. He's got some armor on him and a weird scythe-like thing. And then we got Pockets on the right side, trying to put some pressure on the Midnight Riders. Cruven, the Bard in the gray, is forcing the team back against the goal. With Pockets playing as an assassin, looks like he's insubstantial right now and using that to put pressure on the team. Hars, the Wizard in blue, has got the ball, and he is looking for an opening to get that to the basket. And Pockets using his assassin verbals to clear the field out a little bit. Where they're right on their spawn, and looks like we've got a solid goal. 1 point to the Spellhounds. Midnight Riders looked easily dominated in that first pass. They got to get some strategy together. They were corralled, pushed up against their goal, and pressed right back into their spawn point. All right, teams are rearranging themselves for the second round. And it's a overcast day out here at Lupine Moon. Not quite the weather we were hoping for. And here we go. Let's see if the Midnight Riders can put themselves together and put some sort of offense in play. We've got Hakeem out here playing Bard, running some solid crowd control, forcing the team back using the Awe spell. Midnight Riders just getting bombarded by crowd control, both ice balls and verbals. Their Wizard's got a lightning bolt in his hand. Oh, he throws and misses at Hars. Hars hits him with a abeyance ball, not an abeyance ball, excuse me, a phase bolt, killing him. Pockets playing assassin in armor over there is doing a pretty good job of keeping the team at bay, but it looks like their healer has put him out of play momentarily. Pockets back in play, has cleared the backfield. Looks like he's got an opening for Hars to come in and score again, and he does. Two points for the Spellhounds. Midnight Riders been talking a lot of smack lately. This is not going to work out in their favor if they can't push back and score a couple of points here. All right, round three. All right, nice solid wall by the Spellhounds. They pushed right past the ball, and they are establishing a position forward field here. The Midnight Riders are not able to withstand it. It's like their entire team is either off the field or pinned at their spawn point. And the Spellhounds are not even trying to score. They're just clearing the field. And a solid play from the Spellhounds. They make it almost look easy.
I'm stepping off.
We're going into round four. And the Spellhounds, they've got a couple players aggressively moving forward to the ball. And the Midnight Riders still maintaining their passive backfield stance. It's not working for them really well. They definitely need to stop letting the Spellhounds push up against the basket like that. We got two Bards and the healer up there. Healer keeping them all moving. Deli was hit by a lightning bolt. Looks like he's free now. All right, so the scout in black there, his name is Blue, and he's working with his team to try and keep at least that back quarter field clear. All right. And it looks like that was the end of the play. Mara, the healer in red, tossed the basket in, but Deli hit her. And her being volatile, which happens as soon as you touch the ball, makes it any touch kills her.
But I shouldn't have tossed that forward. It has to be vertical.
Looks like the Reeve is also saying that in addition to being hit, she tossed the ball towards the basket. And in Phoenix League, you're not allowed to give any forward aerial momentum to the ball. It has to be dropped straight down. All right, so here the Midnight Riders are actually pushing up this time. Let's see if that works for them. It's got to work better than sitting back on their spawn point and hoping for the best. And their Bards are definitely pushing hard with the crowd control. And the Barbarian on the Midnight Riders side is dodging pretty well. Nothing's hit him yet. Oh. Deli lost his big scythe thing. And there's Brat coming out with her bow, trying to put a little pressure on. I'm not sure what kind of pressure she's going to be able to generate with one arrow. And Midnight Riders score again. Looked like she was trying to save that arrow to get a shot in just as they scored, which would have been a great strategy if she'd landed that shot. Now in Phoenix League there is a mercy rule. We won't make you take too much punishment, so if one team gets 10 points ahead of the other team, they go ahead and call the match there. The way the Midnight Riders are rolling, that may end up happening. But let's see if they can rally their troops. Reeve calling for the players to announce their enchantments so that everybody's aware of who's got what going on. And the Midnight Riders once again clumping up in the center of the field, way in their backfield. This gives the Spellhounds a lot of play, the entire field to maneuver and prepare and put pressure on the Midnight Riders, and that seems to be working well for them. And Deli coming in, putting some pressure on the Bard, dodging a lightning bolt, and he gets hit by a lot of stuff. Looks like he hit by a baseball and an ice ball. The Barbarian's attempting to put some pressure on the Assassin there so the Wizard can escape. Now he's getting double teamed by the Bard and the Assassin. And once again, the Spellhounds have got control of the field. There's no one to stop them from scoring, but there's also no one trying to score. There's Abram. Abram, the Druid, picks up the ball and moves over. Oh, here comes Blue to try and put some pressure on and stop it. And there we go, one more score for the Spellhounds. So the Spellhounds are utilizing a pretty aggressive strategy, which is working very well for them. And the Midnight Riders they seem content to sit back in the backfield, try to defend their goal. But that's giving a lot of leeway to the Spellhounds. Spellhounds leading with a lot of verbal magic, trying to soften the other team up. So Barbarian was hit with Call Lightning, which is a spell that will kill you outright, and he didn't quite hear that, so the referees were helping him out. Oh, looks like Brat, the scout over there, got her bow destroyed, and now she's pulling out her swords. She's got three opponents on her. And here comes Abram with the ball, just casually strolling up and placing it in the basket. And there's another score. This is a rough game for the Midnight Riders. They have got to find something that works for them in order to put some pressure back on the Spellhounds. Now looking at team composition, the Spellhounds have got a lot more spellcasters. It looks like they've got nothing but spellcasters except for an assassin. That gives them a lot of options as far as crowd control and ranged effects. Whereas the Midnight Riders are utilizing primarily skirmishers. They've got two scouts and a barbarian backed up by a druid and a wizard. Well, they've got a healer as well, so I guess about half and half. And there's their bard, Hakeem, in the black, using awe to force the druid back. It's like Deli, the druid there, has freed himself, and now he's in awe again. It's a good strategy being used to soften up the teams there. Looks like Pockets, the assassin, is split up for the rest of his team, and he's holding the backfield, putting a lot of pressure on the Midnight Riders, not letting them coordinate their efforts. Oh, the Midnight Riders wizard was trying to dispel someone's enchantments. He got skewered along the way, and it looks like the Spellhounds have scored again. Oh, no, sorry. The Reeve is calling no point on that. I didn't see why there was no point, but hopefully you guys at home can see that. Our head Reeve today is Dusk from Frozen Coast, supported by Razor at the black goal, by Kraken at the white goal, and Richter on the sideline, and Ty as well. Games like these definitely benefit from having a good team of Reeves, and we appreciate these guys for stepping up and helping us out. Deli's in the corner there trying to fight Hakeem and Kruven off. It's like he got through Hakeem, now he's trying to fight with Kruven, and now Pockets. And it's like Abram managed to slow him down enough to kill him. The Midnight Riders have got a frozen wizard. He's taking a death to try and let somebody else off the bench. Oh, and an arrow knocks the basket over. All right, Pockets, the assassin there, is sort of camping the goal, or not the goal, but the spawn point of the Midnight Riders, putting pressure on anyone that comes alive so the Mara can walk right up and neatly place it in the basket. Oh. The healer tried a last-second ice ball to try and stop Mara, but Abram soaked that for her and took the shot, took one for the team. All right, here we go. Midnight Riders are clumped up near their spawn point, moving to midfield, and they are faced only by Hakeem and Kruven. Two bards in armor with a lot of verbal magic.
Scout, don't take the eyes to press before finish.
The Spellhounds are giving up the numbers at the moment. Here comes Pockets. Now it's 4-on-4. Hakeem's doing a great job of keeping Deli in the corner with the judicious use of the awe spell. That awe spell is keeping Deli moving, and Deli seems to be their primary melee force, so keeping him away from the team is helping a lot. And Brat's over there trying to defend the goal. Hakeem's got the ball. All someone's got to do is just tap him, and there's no one to do that, so they score again.
Hey, Brandon, Hakeem, are you combat caster? Okay. I was like, you did hit my leg, but I went 80 times in the back while you were rolling around.
How's in this round?
5, 6, right? Yeah. 6? I think it's 6.
I've not been telling you the score.
It's like the Reeves are discussing the score. There may be some discrepancy, but it sounds like it may be 6-0. And that may be the result of some of the bad scores that have been called. In Phoenix League, if you put the ball in the basket, but you are killed before the volatile effect wears off, just like that, that resets the round, and no score is gained. It's a different strategy for the Midnight Riders. If they had found a way to protect their wizard from that strike, it may have been a good score. But it's good to see the Midnight Riders trying a different strategy. They've got to try something else here because what they've been doing is not working for them. So here they're moving to the front line, trying to control midfield.
I am frozen. Oh, harsh?
All right, Deli's up there. Looks like he's trying to challenge their entire team by himself. He's dodging a slew of spell balls. Looks like their wizard is using the elemental barrage effect, which allows him to just sling spell balls very quickly. And Deli's in the back fighting with pockets, putting some pressure on the back of the Spellhounds team. And he's using that very non-traditional scythe weapon to great effect. He's killed their. Oh, he killed their assassin, but the bard came off the bench. He used awe to keep him away. And there's definitely a different tone to the Midnight Riders here, but now they're back into their comfort zone of hiding in the corner, as it were. And there's 15 minutes. That's the first round of this game. We're going to take a 60-second break and start the second round. So the Midnight Riders are off to the side. It looks like they're conferring and discussing some strategy. Hopefully they come up with some tactics that'll work better for them here in the second half. Over on the bench there, or the bleachers across the way, we've got the Lupine Moon Swamp Monsters that are waiting for their bout. They'll be up next. And I think they'll be playing against the Midnight Riders, so we'll see how that goes. The sun's starting to come out a little bit here in Lupine Moon. Hopefully the weather will improve. It's much nicer than the forecast, which called for a great deal of rain today. And here we go. We are getting ready for the second half.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You may be noticing some sweet camera transitions today. We've got Hadeland operating our cameras today. We appreciate her help with that. All right, looks like their druid is trying to throw down some call lightning and thin the numbers, and their wizard stopped him using suppression. Makes it so he can't use any abilities for 10 seconds, which is more than enough time to stop somebody. All right, Dudley was trying to freeze Kruven the Bard there, but the Bard managed to get off Song of Freedom before he could finish, which made him immune to the effects of that spell. Oh, the wizard makes a mad dash down the sidelines, and he's hanging out now over by the Spellhound's goal. Trying to put pressure on. Oh, he eats a lightning bolt in the leg. The wizard picked up the ball just in time to get hit with an arrow, which with his volatile state kills him. So now the Spellhounds are under a little bit of pressure, although they still are in control of the field. And their druid Abram is dishing out some healing spells to keep the team up and running. Mara's got the ball in her hand, and she's trying to walk up to the goal, and there is no opposition except, oh nope, Deli's back on the field. And all he's got to do is get in there and give her a tap. Oh, it looks like the healer snuck in there. That's Thanatos. He managed to sneak in and hit Mara just after she dropped the ball in, canceling that score. So that's some good defense for the Midnight Riders. The teams quickly collect their gear off the field and get ready for the next round.
3, 2, 1.
All right, Spellhounds definitely look determined, but the Midnight Riders have got a little renewed energy. Reeves adjudicating range for Dispel Magic. The scout using on the assassin for the Spellhounds. Mars gets shot with an arrow. As she's a healer, she's able to heal her own wounds. So you got to definitely kill her. You can't just limb her. Pockets in the backfield, killing the Midnight Riders. Wholesale. Deli manages to stop his rampage before being awed again by their bards. Oh, and Brat sneaks through with the ball, gets a clean score. The Reeve called it.
Was there a toss? Because I saw lateral motion. I saw lateral motion. No point. Reset.
Oh, it looks like the Reeves have discussed it and decided that there was too much lateral motion with the ball. So they have nullified that score. It was a great run by Brat, though. She snuck through, and looks like no one really saw her do it. A little more control on the score, and she would have gotten her team a point. Spellhounds moving in again in an attempt to control midfield. And there's Hars throwing spell balls into the Midnight Riders. Deli coming down the sidelines fighting with the Bard. Takes a phase bolt to the sword, destroying his sword, but he still has his scythe thing. Alright, so Deli the Bard, or the Druid, was hit with a lost spell, which forced him to go back to his base. He dodged a substantial number of spell balls from the Wizard, and he's coming back into the backfield again. Oh, and that phase bolt hit him in the chest, goes right through his enchantments. But here comes Blue. He managed to clean up a little bit. So now we've got a fight going on here. Pocket's playing the assassin in armor over there. He's got poison on his weapon, so if he manages to wound you anywhere, that'll kill you. Alright, so now we've got two players from each team on the field. The ball is slowly moving towards... Oh, look at that. Brad hits the Abram with an arrow, killing him since he's volatile. And here comes... Oh, Mara dropped the ball in. The arrow's skipping right over her back, not making contact. Therefore, the point is good.
You got my lips, man. Sorry, I'm trying to get your arm.
Shoot the butt. Rat, shoot the butt. Now the arm.
Come back.
All right, here we go into the next round. The Midnight Riders, they are undeterred. They've still got a lot of energy. Let's see if they can push back enough to start scoring some points. The Bard came up and he released the scout from his frozen state and killed him. Not really sure what the strategy was behind that, but... Alright, they're attempting to put the goal in. The Barbarian looks like he came in and hit the Bard, but just not soon enough.
What are we going to do with the actual bar? This is stupid. Can't do that. It's against my religion. Field, 2, 1.
Alright, here we go again. And looks like Deli, the Druid, has changed up his weaponry, his loadout. He's dropped the scythe, and now he's got a big pole arm. Lots of ribbons hanging off of him. So he's definitely enchanted. Mara throws an ice ball at Blue and freezes him. Deli takes an ice ball to the leg, which kills him. And Brat's being killed in the back. Well, she looks like she tried to go insubstantial. I'm not sure she made it in time. Either way, the Spellhounds have got control of this field. Ice balls being thrown left and right. Horace has got the ball. He's got a good screen. He hits it in. And there's another point. All right, looks like the Spellhounds are up to 9 points. We are on the precipice of invoking the mercy rule against the Midnight Riders, which is probably not how they wanted this game to come out. All right, here we go. This could be the last round of the game. Hakeem rushes up to the middle in order to protect the ball and assert some dominance over the center of the field. We got a small group of 3 of the Midnight Riders trying to hold the front, while Deli comes in and stab Happy with a pole arm, takes a fireball to the leg, which is been absorbed by his enchanted armor there. He's got an enchantment on. Deli's doing a pretty good job of keeping hold of that field, but the Spellhounds were able to work through his armor and clear him off. So now the Midnight Riders got to put up a defense, and then they are grouping back up in their spawn area again. That quarter of the field is not helping them out at all. All right, there we go. Brat hits the ball carrier again with an arrow, putting him out. Mara moves it in. She places the ball in the basket, and the Wizard tries to throw a lightning bolt but isn't able to hit her, and that is the end of the game. Score 10-0 in favor of the Lupine Moon Spellhounds. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes with our next game.